We begin Chapter 4, our final chapter, which contains 6 quiz questions to test your understanding of these materials. Question 1. When I sell an American put option, which of the following 3 factors, vol rising, spot rising, time passing, would be beneficial for me? Here are the 4 possible answers. Solution to question 1. We know from this table, specifically from the first row below the titles, that an American put's value decreases if spot rises. Therefore, a put seller achieves a gain if spot rises. We also know from the third row below the titles that an American put's value rises if vol rises. Therefore, a put seller achieves a loss if vol rises. We know finally from the last row that an American put's value declines as time passes. Note that because this is an American option, we do not even have to worry about some of the exceptions we saw for European options. Therefore, for a put seller, a gain is achieved when time passes. Combining these together, you will find that the correct answer is C as in Charlie. Question 2. What is the most accurate way of stating the put-call parity principle? The 4 possible answers follow. Solution to question 2. Statements A and D are completely false. Statement C is slightly better than statement B in specifying that the option must be European, and therefore the correct answer is C. Question 3. In comparing American and European FX options with otherwise identical terms, which is the most accurate statement? The 4 possible answers are the following. The correct answer is D as in David. The ability to exercise the American option prior to expiration becomes worth something extra over the European when the underlying offers a higher yield than the cost of financing the strike price. Therefore, the answer is D as in David again. Question 4. Which of the following is most accurate about an out-of-the-money European options price as we extend its maturity? Here are the 4 possible answers. Solution to question 4. Since the option is out of the money, increasing its tenor initially increases its value, as it gives the holder more hope of going in the money by the expiration date. However, the value eventually starts declining when the tenor becomes very long, as with all European options. Sooner or later, the discounting of the expected payoff over such a long time starts dominating any benefit of the lengthening of the tenor. Therefore, the correct answer is B. Question 5. Which of the following is false for a put seller? Here are the 4 alternatives. Solution to question 5. A and B are clearly correct. D is correct given the precise wording. A seller of a put on sterling at a strike of $1.75, say, can lose no more than $1.75 if the put is exercised, and this happens only if sterling has devalued so much as to have become virtually worthless. At this point, he receives 1 worthless sterling and delivers $1.75, which therefore becomes his maximum loss. Note that the loss of $1.75 becomes a huge amount in sterling, so his loss is not subject to any limit if we express it in sterling. C is the false statement, and therefore the correct answer, since the initial spot level in itself does not determine the seller's potential loss. It is the strike that is relevant, not the spot. Question 6. Estimate without using a calculator or computer the premium of a 4-year European at-the-money forward sterling call dollar put on a notional of 100 million sterling if spot is 175, vol is 10%, and rates in both currencies are equal and close to 0. Here are the 4 possible answers. Solution to question 6. Our shortcut formula for the premium of an at-the-money forward option is premium is 0.4 times spot times vol times the square root of time divided by 1 plus the term interest rate multiplied by time. Since the term interest rate is close to 0, we can ignore the denominator. We also know that since the forward is 175 and the rates are roughly equal, the spot must also be close to 175. Therefore, applying the above formula gives us a premium of 100 million times 0.4 times 175 times 10% times square root of 4, which comes to 14 million. So the correct answer is B, as in boy. This is the end of our module on FX options 1.